So we talked about convention and how you can use convention to specify relationships between your entities or tables. You can also use attributes. Attributes will override your default conventions, and the attributes that are typically used are key, which identifies the primary key. And this is, you can add it just for clarity, but you'd need to add it if you're not using ID or the class name followed by ID as the name. Foreign key will identify what the foreign key is, and that has to be used if you're not following the convention of pulling in the related table's class name followed by ID. Inverse property. This is an interesting one, and it's used if there are actually multiple values that could be the foreign key. And it lets you specify which one you are connecting to. And I found a pretty good example online. So I'm sharing it with you because this is kind of an unusual situation. Um, so here is the example without any attributes. So here we've got course and we have teacher. And you can see we've got course ID, course name description. That's all pretty straightforward. But then we're actually pulling in teacher twice. We've got online teacher and we have classroom teacher. And then down here, we have a class of teacher ID and name, pretty straightforward. But then you can see that we have two collections, one for online and one for classroom. So this is where it gets a little fuzzy because it is going to probably get confused regarding, what it needs to do for a foreign key, because it's not really going to be able to figure it out from this example. So what you can do is use the inverse property. So what inverse property does is it just kind of tells you which one it is connecting to. So if I have a collection and I'm calling it online courses, inverse property says in the table that I'm relating to, online teacher is what I'm connecting to. So it actually connects those two together. And then we've got classroom courses and it's connecting to classroom teacher. So Entity Framework knows exactly how to connect those and how to configure the foreign keys. Because if you do not put the foreign key in, it does try to figure it out for you. And this type of scenario would be a problem. Okay, now a better way to set this up would be for you to specify the foreign keys, and that is what I have been teaching you. So this would be the absolute correct way of setting this up so that there would be absolutely no doubt what is the foreign key and what it is connecting to, because we are telling it what the foreign key is. Okay. And we are also telling it down here what to connect to. So this is absolutely the best way of setting up that kind of scenario. And then there's no guesswork on Entity Framework's part. And then after you do migrations in this kind of scenario, this is what you end up with.